Hello, my name is Tanya Cooper, and I'm a graduate of Code Louisville's front-end web development track. For my project, I decided to redesign my husband's business website. He's a freelance writer. Let's take a look.
Here is the site in the mobile view, which is the default view. I wanted to use the mobile-first approach to design the site. In the mobile view, the visitor navigates the site via a drop-down menu and the Go button. Other navigation elements are back to the top link at the bottom of each page, and the logo, when clicked, will return to the home page. As the viewport size increases and depending on the selected page, the content placement adjusts accordingly, and in some pages, the content appears and disappears. Let's go to the CSS page. And here, let's take a look at a few of the highlights I wanted to point out. To help maintain a consistent look regardless of the browser viewport size, I included the normalized.css file, a few appropriate prefixes that help to maintain that goal. In addition, to make sure that regardless of what viewpoint someone is seeing the site in, it will look the same from size to size. And the way I did that was to use percentages for the width. For example, the container, I'll go down here, is 71.16% of the width of the total body of the page. Another highlight I wanted to point out is that I wanted to use color to give the visitor feedback. So when they click a link, it fades out. When they click a button, the colors inverse. When they put information into the contact form, the background colors of each of the text boxes changes. So if they input the correct information, the background color changes to green. If they do not, it stays red, and a tooltip, which again varies in appearance based on the browser, will give them a prompt to tell them what they need to do to enter the right information. And once they do so, at the bottom of the page, they can submit the form. If not, they will have to go back and change information so it's correct. And at the very bottom of the CSS, I include 3 media queries to help size up the site to go from small to large. The first media query that I have is 880 pixels, and at that width it will hide the drop down menu and replace it with the navigation bar. And of course there are a few other styling points that happen at that width. The next is the mid width of 1500 pixels, and of course again there's some more stylistic things that happen, but more importantly, the asides then get their relative width of 63% versus 30% for the asides. Then the last media query is for 1324 pixels, and that exclusively deals with the random quote generator, which is on the About page. And having said that, let's go to the About HTML page and talk about the random quote generator. It is the second aside on this page, and as you may notice, I decided to put a button which, when clicked, will prompt or use the get quotes function to run. And the reason I did that, I wanted the user to click a button and to see a random quote and to add some interactivity to the page. And on top of that, I wanted the quote to be randomized by a button rather than by the page reloading. And just one thing I want to point out is the paragraph has an ID of authors, which I then use, let's go to the quote.js, in the function. So right here, here's the array of 19 quotes, and here in the function, the get element by ID, which is authors, and it uses that to write after it runs by the code, it prints it to the page. And those are the highlights of my project.
Thanks again for taking an interest in my project. The next step of my project is to change the writing tips page into a blog. And professionally, I want to get a better grasp on JavaScript and then to apply that to some mini projects, ultimately with the goal of becoming a junior developer. Again, I'm Tanya Cooper. I'm a graduate of Louisville's front-end web development track. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.